A magical skating adventure. Alice Through the Looking Glass. Starring Nancy Kerrigan, two-time Olympic medalist and 1993 U.S. champion. And introducing Morgan Ballard as Alice, along with a cast of international skating greats playing the magical characters of Wonderland. U.S. national champion and world bronze medalist Tiffany Chin. Two-time U.S. Olympians and international champions Natalie and Wayne Seibold. World professional champion Scott Williams. Canadian national champion and U.S. Open champion Charlene Wong Williams. U.S. Challenge Cup champion Stephanie Groscup. International U.S. team member Colin Sullivan. World-class acrobatic skaters Ari Zakarian and Akop Manoukian. World-class Canadian skater John Wignall. And world professional champion and skating choreographer Robert Wagenhofer. With original songs by three-time Academy Award-winning composer Marvin Hamlisch and renowned lyricist David Zippel. Let's follow Alice on her adventure through the looking glass in this special Fairy Tale on Ice.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Alice. And like her namesake Alice in Wonderland, she was having a hard time concentrating on her schoolwork. Our Alice was still upset with her friend Billy. Alice wasn't sure which hurt more, being tripped by Billy or being laughed at. But neither felt good. Alice wished people weren't so mean. She wished her kitten Dinah was real. She wished she could be good enough to someday skate in the Olympics. She wished she had a mirror like Alice in Wonderland that could take her on magical adventures. As she looked in the mirror, something strange began to happen. Funny shapes and forms began to appear, even one that looked like her stuffed animal, Dinah. Then, out of the mist, came someone strangely familiar. Could her wishes be coming true? Could this be the Queen of Wonderland? But soon the image faded, and Alice found herself back in her room once more, daydreaming that she too was a beautiful queen, skating in Wonderland. Alice whirled and twirled around her own room, imagining herself like the picture in the mirror. She longed to be in Wonderland and wished the Queen could just come back and take Alice with her. As the queen in the mirror held out a pair of magic skates, it was pretty clear to Alice that this was no ordinary mirror. Were those skates for her? Maybe her dreams could come true if she went through the looking glass. Alice was now in Wonderland, with the beautiful queen before her. Suddenly, the skates were on her feet, and Alice knew that another of her dreams was coming true. Everything was so peaceful and happy, until the magically evil nemesis of Wonderland, the Jabberwocky, showed up. He wanted Alice's magical skates because his own were ugly and clumsy. He too wanted to skate as beautifully as the queen. The magic in the skates prevented him from taking them from Alice. Alice skated merrily away, leaving the Jabberwocky to plot revenge for another day.
When we return, the Jabberwocky casts a spell on the flowers, and Alice must come to the rescue. Welcome back to Alice Through the Looking Glass.
As Alice was wandering around Wonderland, she came upon a most curious sight. The Jabberwocky had cast a spell over all the flowers in Wonderland, putting them to sleep. Nothing could wake them up. Alice tried, "Good morning." And then she tried, "Boo," to frighten them awake. Even a little tickling didn't work. But then, she had an idea. Why not give her magic skates a try? Well, it worked, and one by one, the flowers woke up. But the flowers could sense that the Jabberwocky was somewhere close by. Alice told them not to worry. Things of beauty always overcome the bad and ugly in the world. Alice said goodbye to her flower friends, and the magic skates led her away to find the queen. With Alice gone, the Jabberwocky was back, casting another spell on the flowers and putting them back to sleep once again. But not all of Wonderland was under the Jabberwocky's spell. In fact, There were two brothers who seemed unaffected by anything except their rivalry with each other, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
When I look at my buddy Tweedledee, I know there is no one sillier. There's something about that Tweedledum, so fabulous yet familiar. I like this guy, he reminds me of me. I don't know why, I'm inclined to agree. He's got taste and perfect style, yes sir. Love the cat, that chap's a snappy dresser. The best of types, he reminds me of me. He earned his stripes, that's my boy Tweedledee. Like a skating pond in summer, we're just Tweedledum and dumber. Love that guy, he reminds me of me. The kid's got flair and plenty of girth. A pear-shaped pair, separated at birth. This guy's only like one other. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He's not shy, he reminds me of Kansas Night. He reminds me, I like this guy. He reminds me of, me.
As the magic skates were taking Alice towards the Queen's palace, she came upon Tweedledee and Tweedledum and stopped to lend a helping hand. Or at least try to. Alice must be close to the palace. The king was taking a nap nearby and was in such a deep sleep, dreaming about his beloved queen, that his snoring kicked up a wind that almost knocked them over. The force of the wind was so great that it sent the queen's scarf he was holding flying off into a tree. When the king woke up and the wind died down, Alice went to the tree where the queen's scarf lay caught in its branches. Now Alice had a present for the queen herself and could repay her for the kindness of the gift of the magical skates. Alice was so happy as she danced on the beautiful pond, the Queen's Pond. Was this a dream? Or could this really be happening? Alice was dancing with the Queen of Wonderland.
When we return, beware of the Blue Toad, who plots to steal Alice's most prized possession. We now return to the classic story of Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Alice may have gotten her dream, but the Jabberwocky was still working on his. And as the famous poem goes, "'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch." Our lizard friend was plotting with his devious band of followers how to get the magical skates from Alice. The evil creatures showed off their skills to see who would get the honor. But the job was awarded to the Jabberwock's chief henchperson, the Blue Tove. The unicorn and the evil lion celebrated the sinister plot. And even the frumious Bandersnatch snapped his snickersnack in delight. Devilish dancers continued to entertain their lizard king, taking turns pretending to cage Alice in their evil trap. But even a night of evil revelry sometimes isn't enough to cheer up a Jabberwocky who wants those magic skates.
When we return, the Blue Tove is hungry for some Humpty Dumpty. We now return to Wonderland with the introduction of Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great Oh, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Having left the Queen's pond, Alice came upon a familiar sight and tried to introduce herself to Humpty Dumpty. Unfortunately, the blue Tove had followed Alice. But luckily, he seemed more interested in turning Humpty into an omelet than recovering the magic skates. Alice escaped, heading towards the palace as fast as the magic skates could take her. When the blue Tove realized what had happened, he took off to find Alice. Humpty? Well, he got away with his yoke still intact.
When we return, a very special behind-the-scenes look of the show from the other side of the looking glass. We now take you for a very special behind-the-scenes look at Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Equipment flying in from Miami. A production team from Hollywood. All arriving at the Icecapades Rehearsal Ice Rink, located at a custom warehouse in Scottsdale, Arizona, to make this fairy tale come true. Here, on the other side of the looking glass, a state-of-the-art television studio was built from scratch. 2 miles of audio, video, and electrical cable were laid throughout the facility. TV monitors and switching equipment were patched together to follow the 8 camera sources that were needed to capture this once-in-a-lifetime event. Special care was taken to prepare the cool ice for the hot lights and even hotter skaters.
Places, let's go. Let's get this thing rolling.
While the production team was getting set, world professional champion and skating choreographer Robert Wagenhofer worked out the complex routines with the world's top skaters.
Single spin. You're in here.
And then I start
And then you start the
butterfly things.
some butterfly things, right?
See, he's got all the moves.
The skaters rehearsed endless hours to master the difficult skating moves for this musical on ice.
I don't know if I can match that, but I'll try.
Each segment was practiced again and again until every move was right.
Da, da, da.
Yes.
Costuming was a major challenge, creating unique costumes that would transform the performers into the magical characters of Wonderland.
I think we should put it on Sissy.
Yeah, right.
It was costumer Sissy Hopper's responsibility to make it work.
This is the yoke. Big yoke. The big yoke is on me, actually.
Part of the Icecapade Scottsdale facility became a fully functioning studio wardrobe department, as each performer's costume was made by hand. While rehearsals continued on the ice, Nancy Kerrigan was the first to be tested under the bright lights that were set up on the side of the rink. The system worked. She looked beautiful. Each character was then individually camera tested to get just the right look from their bright makeup and costuming for the complex conditions that were going to be a part of each scene. And now you know what making a fairy tale on ice is like from the other side of the looking glass.
We now return to the classic story of Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Finally, Alice was safe inside the Queen's palace. As entertainment, the king arranged for the Red Knight and the White Knight to fight a duel in her honor. What is it with boys that they always like to fight? Alice had never seen a duel before, and luckily for everyone, no one was hurt. Except maybe the Red Knight's pride. The king thought he'd take the White Warrior for a night out, leaving Alice and the Queen alone to celebrate their new friendship.
Welcome back to Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Even if you have magic skates on your feet, sometimes the rest of you needs a rest. When she woke up, Alice found a gift that the Queen had left for her. A crown? What did this mean? Alice followed the path of candles to see if she could find the Queen. Above the archway, the entrance read Queen Alice. Did the crown make her a queen? Awaiting her arrival were her new friends and a surprise party in her honor as the youngest queen of Wonderland. Party in Wonderland and no invitation? This was too much for the Jabberwocky. If he couldn't have joy and happiness in his heart, neither would anyone else. The Jabberwocky seemed to enjoy scaring everyone, and he'd do anything to get his hands on Alice's magical skates. But Alice had a different plan in mind. As everyone cowered at the Jabberwocky's rage, she bravely told him, "Stop being so mean and scaring my friends." She looked at her magic skates and said, "These are for you." Knowing you cannot repay evil with evil, Alice loved him into the kingdom. "No one has ever loved me like this before," answered the Jabberwocky. It's amazing. By reaching out and loving an enemy, Alice gained a new friend. Wonderland was united at last. It was time for Alice to go back through the looking glass, but she would never forget her adventures with the Queen and all her special friends in Wonderland. Isn't it strange how sometimes you start out wishing for one thing and something completely different happens along the way, even with guys that bully you in a hockey game? Alice's kindness had melted many a hard heart today, and like the Jabberwocky, Alice also gave Billy magic skates and shared with him her adventures in Wonderland.
When we return, Alice and a special friend are united in a memorable performance. Welcome back to the conclusion of Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Alice and Billy skated for the first time as partners, sharing their skills and talents with each other as friends. But I don't think Billy had any idea that he was skating with the youngest queen of Wonderland.
Give up the game. Or look for someone else to blame. Every day, people try and judge you. Hold your ground. Never let them put you. You are sure to win the race. Oh yeah. Although it seems you run in place. Wherever you go, there you are. You can run from yourself, but you won't get far. However you change, one thing's true, that whoever you are will come shining through. The answers you need, you keep in your heart, and deep in your hearts, the Lord, yeah.
Well, that's our story. And before we turn the last page, I wanted to read you the last verse from Lewis Carroll's story. In a wonderland they lie, dreaming as the days go by, dreaming as the summers die, ever drifting down the stream, lingering in the golden gleam. Life, what is it but a dream? Until our next fairy tale, this is Gina Davis saying, remember, your own wonderland is only as far away as your dreams.
You are